Do you realize you were potentially involved in a motor vehicle accident tonight, Clayton?
No.
And what kind of bum friend do you have that would leave you lying in your backyard? So the more you lie to me, just the harder this is.
Yeah.
For you. Easier for me.
Right.
Harder for you. I'm surprised you haven't even asked about the people that you hit, if they're okay or not.
What?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of acorns living here tonight, and
A lot of acorns living here tonight?
yeah, I mean, just what?
There's no card that's going to open that door. I've seen you try about 6 now.
Well,
It's just a standard lock. You need a key.
He is a city councilman, a man sworn to uphold the law. But what happens when the lawmaker himself becomes the lawbreaker? On November 6th, 2022, San Antonio police received an urgent 911 call about a major hit and run at a busy intersection. But officers didn't have to search long for the suspect. A brave eyewitness decided to follow the escaping Jeep, staying on the line with dispatch and guiding the police directly to this suburban home. When Officer DeRose arrived, he found the vehicle badly smashed, smoke rising, and the engine still running. But the driver, Councilman Clayton Perry, was found lying flat on the ground in his own backyard, completely detached from reality. What happens next is where the story goes from a serious crime to one of the most unbelievable confrontations ever caught on Bodycam.
Hi there. You okay?
yeah, I am.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Oh,
Officer DeRozier, San Antonio Police Department, if you're curious.
okay.
You alright?
No,
Do you need an ambulance?
no, I'm not.
Is there anyone home that can come out and help you out?
No, I'm sorry.
Do you realize your Jeep's still running?
Oh, shit.
Your name Clayton?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you realize you were potentially involved in a motor vehicle accident tonight, Clayton?
No.
If you can't stand up on your own, I'm going to have to call an ambulance because I can't leave you with an inability to care for yourself.
No. I'm sorry.
How about this? Try sitting up. Let's start with that.
Alright.
Hey, we're making progress.
Oh, shoot.
Do you have ID on you, Clayton?
No, I'm not.
Do you have a driver's license?
No.
But you were out driving?
No, I'm not.
No, not right now, but you were out earlier.
No.
Because I have a description that you match at a Bill Miller's. I have a receipt from right behind your vehicle with some groceries from earlier today.
Okay.
And when I said you left your vehicle running, you reacted in such a way that would lead me to believe that you were
Okay.
operating it earlier. So if you don't have a driver's license, why are you out driving?
Oh, shoot.
I'm going to ask another question. It appears
sorry.
that you might have been driving while intoxicated. So
No.
if you don't have a driver's license, that would be an even worse decision. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Can you stand up?
No.
Have you been drinking tonight?
Oh, no. I'm trying to get into my house.
Okay. So why is that so difficult? Do you know what time it is right now?
No, I don't even know what time it is.
I'm not gonna lie, I ask a lot of questions that I already know the answer to.
Yeah.
So the more you lie to me, just the harder this is.
Yeah.
For you. Easier for me.
Right.
Harder for you.
Right.
So who was driving?
Not me.
Not you.
No.
Who was? And what kind of bum friend do you have that would leave you lying in your backyard?
Well, I'm back here, and I'm sorry.
I'm surprised you haven't even asked about the people that you hit, if they're okay or not.
What?
Yeah. You were involved in a motor vehicle crash tonight. At least your vehicle was. So I'm going to call an ambulance out because at this point I can't just leave you here.
Once Officer DeRose got the politician on his feet, the real interrogation began. Facing an eyewitness report, a grocery receipt left at the scene, and his own smoking vehicle, Councilman Perry still chose to deny everything. He kept insistently blaming a mysterious friend for driving the Jeep, leaving the officer to call him out for having a bum friend who would just abandon him helpless in his own backyard. But what made this confrontation truly chilling was Perry's complete lack of empathy. He never once asked about the victims of the crash, his mind shattered under the weight of his own lies, proving he was entirely detached from the real world. And just when you think this political train wreck couldn't get any deeper into illusion, watch what he says next.
Okay.
So what happened this evening that led us to here?
Well, I just came on home.
From where?
They put it was
I'm
behind
just-
the Chase Bank.
Had
Can you give an address for the chase?
Had a good time.
Right there in the alley.
Where?
From just right down the road.
224.
Okay, so you're having a good time right down the road.
Yeah.
Are you talking like Mud Creek, the elementary school, Bill Miller's? Like where? How far down the road?
Just right down the road.
When you were having this good time, how much did you have to drink?
Well, I had a good time.
What does that mean?
Just had a good time.
What does that mean?
Well, had a good time.
Was it the people you were with, the beverages you were drinking, the music you were tapping your foot to? Like what does that mean?
Yeah, had a good time.
So who do you trust enough to drive your vehicle, but then who's going to leave you laying in your backyard?
Well, I was coming on home.
Right.
Yep.
But who was driving?
Nope. Not me.
Not you.
Nope.
Who was?
Well, there's a lot of acorns living here tonight, and
There are a lot of acorns living here tonight?
yeah, I mean,
At this point, Perry's answers didn't just defy logic. They completely left the planet. When asked about the crash, he randomly started rambling about acorns living here tonight, a bizarre statement that had absolutely nothing to do with the investigation. Police later confirmed that the councilman had consumed a staggering 14 alcoholic drinks before getting behind the wheel. Blindly intoxicated, Perry kept stubbornly repeating that he was just having a good time, leaving the officer stunned by his sheer audacity. But the political train wreck wasn't over yet. In fact, his most embarrassing move was just seconds away.
Just so you understand, you have a crash report to write. Your vehicle is going to be listed in that crash report because I have witnesses that saw it occur and followed
Okay.
you back here.
okay,
I'm also going to be filing a failure to stop and provide information.
okay.
So, just so you're
Okay.
aware of what's happening with all that. Do you have any questions for me?
Okay. No, not for me.
Go ahead and go inside. Just so you know, the back tailgate of your Jeep is open and the window's down on the driver's side.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. It's all right.
All right.
Go ahead and hop inside.
All right. Okay.
I can't leave till I see you inside.
Okay.
There's no pad there for a card to unlock.
Yeah.
That's a credit card. Still no card that's going to open that door, sir.
Just what?
There's no card that's going to open that door. I've seen you try about 6 now.
Well,
It's just a standard lock. You need a key.
After hitting him with serious criminal charges for the hit and run, the officer refused to leave until Perry was safely inside. But that's when the ultimate level of intoxication took over. Instead of using a standard house key, the councilman pulled out a credit card, stubbornly shoving it into the lock 6 times straight. When the officer finally pointed out that a card wouldn't open a deadbolt, Perry just let out a confused, drunken laugh, proving he was completely checked out.
what do you want me to do?
Alfred, do you want me to check your vehicle for keys? Maybe you have a house key that we could try the front door with? Or did the mystery driver take those 2?
I'm sorry?
Or did the mystery driver run off with those 2?
Yeah.
May I search your vehicle for your house keys?
Well, I need to get into the house.
The door's locked. Usually keys are
Well.
on doors.
Okay. Hang on just a second.
I've been waiting for a lock. I'm going to ask one more time. After that, I'm going to leave you to your own devices.
I'm sorry?
I'm going to ask you one more time. If you answer no, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. Because you refused EMS, they said that you're competent to make decisions. So,
Yeah.
would you like me to search your vehicle for your house keys? Yes or no?
No, I'm
Okay,
good
have a
to
good
go.
night, sir.
I'm good to go.
Do not drive anymore tonight.
In the end, Councilman Clayton Perry was allowed to just walk into his house with nothing but criminal charges. And this raises a serious question. If an ordinary citizen committed a major hit and run, lied to the police, and was this dangerously intoxicated, would they be allowed to just sleep it off in their own bed? Or would they be thrown straight into a jail cell? It is deeply disturbing to see a city official, a leader trusted to protect the community, completely abandon their responsibility, endanger innocent lives, and disgrace their office with countless desperate lies. What do you think about how this situation was handled? Did this politician get special treatment? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe for more shocking body cam breakdowns. Thanks for watching.